welcome to another yoga studio, and it's good to have you along for this sort of one-off special mix of movement and stretch to help people with their back. I'm Kat, for those of you who haven't been and tried one of our videos before. So today I'm filming at home, so if the dog suddenly decides to move and walk across the video, I'm going to apologise now in advance. So it's not necessarily strictly a yoga video or a Pilates video. Those of you who know yoga and practice Pilates and want to work strongly with the breathing, then obviously that option is there for you. For those of you who are coming to this because you need to do some stretching and things to help your back, try to use the breath if you can, just because it will just help the muscles to relax and can sometimes make things feel a little bit easier. So the only other thing that you might want to have is some kind of strap. So I've got my yoga mat bag. Something just perhaps sometimes when you do a hamstring stretch or something like that, it's useful to have something to hold on to. And the other thing is one or maybe two cushions that you can use to support your head, support your hips, support your back as we move around on the different stretches. So grab a little bit of things for support if you're going to need it, and then when you're ready, we're going to come to lie down on the mat. So we're just going to find a comfortable position to lie in. So remember, if you want something underneath the head and things like that, then give yourself that little bit of support. You're lying with the knees bent. Relax your shoulders. And we're just going to take a little bit of movement through the lower back. So if it helps to just put the hands on the hips, just to feel that little bit of movement and helps assess it, then by all means do. We're going to breathe in and just turn the tailbone towards the floor, so you try and create a little bit of an arch in the lower back. Breathe out, turn the tailbone up towards the ceiling. So you start to dip your lower back into the mat. So breathe in, arch, tilt one way, breathe out, tilt the other way. We're going to do that 3 more times. So 1 more. Come back into the middle. We want to just feel the muscles in the belly working. So breathe out, squeeze your belly button down. So you're engaging with the core muscles across the front of the stomach. Pull the belly button down in towards the spine and see if you can pull it then upwards as well. So it lifts up towards the rib cage and then let it go. Do that 1 more time. Squeeze the belly down, pull up with the belly in towards the ribs, so the belly button goes down and up, and you want to feel like you're squeezing into like a tight pair of jeans or a tight pair of trousers. We'll let it go 1 more time. Breathe out, pull the belly down, squeezing the belly button down towards the spine underneath, and then upwards at the same time and towards the rib cage. It can take a little bit of practice, so if it doesn't make sense straight away, just do what you can and then let it go. And then breathe out. Just take the right knee up in towards your chest. Give it a little squeeze in. And then if you want, you could experiment with sliding the left leg away from you. So this just gives a little stretch through the lower back, starts to work into the hip. And then if you've got the left leg bent, bend it, take the right foot down. We're going to bring the left knee up in towards your chest. And then see if maybe you can feel some big breaths. Almost down through towards the bottom of the rib cage or even into the belly. And when you slow the breathing down a little bit, so we're just going to straighten the right leg out if you want, you don't have to. So when you slow the breathing down a little bit, that can sometimes help the muscles to relax. And quite often if you've got a back problem that's created by tension in the body, slowing down the breathing, taking those big deep breaths in and out can help. And then we're going to keep the left leg where it is. Breathe out, bring the right knee up. Maybe have a little rock there from side to side, but we're just going to feel the lower back then stretching in towards the floor. Sometimes just rocking the knees can help release a little bit of tension. And then when you're ready, take the feet back down. And we're just going to roll around onto your side. So try and come onto your left side if you can. So you can come round onto all fours. So it may be that what we're doing now gets a little bit too much with the back. So listen, just be careful, and perhaps if it is too far a step for today, just keep working with that little tilt, the brace of the belly, and the hug of the knees. Otherwise, we're going to come onto all fours with the knees under the hips and the hands under the shoulders and work through our cat stretch. So it helps if you can breathe out, tuck the tailbone under, round up, drop the head. And then breathe in, turn the tailbone up, draw the shoulders back, look out in front. So breathe out to round, breathe in to arch, breathe out round, breathe in arch. So one more time. And then bring yourself into the middle. So you want to find a point where you're not arching and not rounding with the back. Bracing with the belly. So use those core muscles. Pull the belly button in. Tuck the right toes under and just slide the right leg back. That might be as far as you want to go today. If you can, lift the right leg up. Just make sure you listen to the body. Do what feels right. And if we've got a little bit more work we can do, we can take the opposite hand out. So it's the left hand out. So really working, focusing on the core. And then take the left hand down, and as you breathe out, pull the right knee up in towards you. And then we're going to try and push that through in between the hands. So sometimes you need to just use your hands to help direct the leg through. Into a lunge to stretch through the left leg. So try to take the hands on the hips. We're going to sink down here. So just listen, see what feels comfortable. And if you'd like to go a little bit further, just take the hands around the back of the head. Take a big breath in and out. And then take the hands back down. Pull the right knee back in. And then we're going to try that on the other side. So again, just draw in through the centre, pull the belly in. Tuck the left toes under, slide the left leg back. Again, that might be as far as you go. So make sure you listen to the body. You just want to think about what feels right. Take the left leg up a little bit if that feels good. Make sure it doesn't kick up too high towards the ceiling. And then we've got the little extra work with the core, with the balance as you take the right hand up. So really focus with the eyes on a spot in front of you on the floor. That helps with balance. And then take the right hand down. And exhale as you pull the left knee up in towards you. And then again, just try and push it towards the front. Help it get there if you need it with the hand. Lift the chest up. Try and take the hands onto the lower back. And again, you've always got the little extra, putting the hands around the head and squeezing the elbows back. So try and get a little bit more stretch through the front of the thigh, the hip on that right side. And then release the hands all the way down towards the floor. Slide the left leg back. And then just bring yourself down to lie on the floor. So it may be that actually just resting here right now is enough for today, or we're going to try a little bit of a back bend. So be very careful. Listen into what the body's feeling. So to work a little bit harder, squeeze the glute muscles in together as if you're just trying to squeeze a cushion in between your legs. And then maybe you can stack your fists up on top of each other, and that might, you're just giving your head a little bit of support there as you lift your chest up off the mat. Maybe you rest on one fist, or you can come around on the elbows with the elbows under the shoulder. Just keep squeezing through the lower back, the lower back and into glute muscles, because that's going to give you a little bit of support for the back. And then breathe out, relax it, take it down towards the floor. So we're going to keep working with those glute muscles. So maybe they're not the strongest at the moment. All we're going to do is just breathe in, squeeze the glute muscles in. Breathe out, let them relax. Maybe you want to go a little bit further. And as you breathe in and squeeze the glute muscles in, take the right leg up. Breathe out, take the right leg down. Breathe in, squeeze the glute muscles in, take the left leg up. Breathe out, take it down. So we keep adding on with the layers. So make sure you do go as far as you feel you comfortably can. So our next option, we squeeze the glute muscles in, take the right leg up and see if you can lift the left arm up with the chest. Breathe out, take it down. Breathe in, take the left leg up, take the right arm up. Breathe out, take it down. And our last option is to take all the arms and legs up at the same time. So you breathe in, squeeze the glute muscles in, lift. Make sure you lift into the body. Don't do anything that doesn't feel right. So we're going to breathe in, lift up one arm, one leg, both arms, both legs, maybe just the leg at a time. And then we're going to go again. Take one more breath in as you lift from the floor. And then lower all the way down. And we're going to give ourselves a nice little relax by pushing back with the hips to the heels to child's pose. So sometimes the head doesn't always come down to the floor, so you can use your hands to rest the head on. Another option is to take a cushion. You can have it folded up if you want, and you can put the cushion underneath the hips, and then that can just give yourself a little bit of support there. So just listening to where the body feels right. And this might be a position that you just want to hold now for a little bit and miss the next steps. One thing that's nice to do in the child's pose is a little stretch through the side body. So as you breathe out, just walk the hands around to the side, keeping your hips over your heels. Let your head drop down between your arms as best you can. And then breathe in, walk to the middle. And then as you breathe out, take it back round the other way. So just let the head drop down. And then breathe in, come back into the middle. And then we're going to push ourselves up, coming round to lie on your side. So you can use a cushion to come underneath the head if you want. Otherwise, an option is just to support your head with your arm. We're going to come into an exercise called the clown. So bend the knees, keep the feet together. And it may just be enough to stay here with the knees together, laying on your side. Just feeling perhaps a little stretch into the side of the hips. Otherwise, we're going to breathe out, take the top knee up. As you breathe in, close it down. So breathe out, take it up. Breathe in, close it down. So the important thing is as you lift that you don't roll on the back. You stay just resting on the hip and the shoulder. So doing really well here. Just do one more. It's a really good, strong exercise for your glute muscles. Opening through the thighs. And then stretch out with the leg. And as you breathe out, tap it down towards the floor. As you breathe in, lift it up. So it doesn't have to come super high. All we want to do is just work through that top hip, taking the foot down, and then coming back up again. So maybe breathe out as you lower. Breathe in, lift. And then we're going to bend the top leg again. See if you can reach around and just take hold of the foot or the ankle and squeeze your heel then up towards your bum. So it doesn't matter how far it comes up towards you. Just do the best. It's one of those ones where if you can't reach, it can be useful to take whatever you've chosen, maybe a scarf or belt or whatever it is that you've chosen. You can wrap it round the ankle and then hold on to the strap to pull the foot up. And then we're going to let the stretch go. and roll round onto your back. So bring the hands round onto the back of the head. We're going to press the thumbs in underneath the back of the skull. Bend the knees with the feet on the floor, and as you breathe out, just roll the chest up from the mat. So you've got the head there, just the hands under the head to support you. Breathe out, curl yourself up. Breathe in, take it back down. If it feels quite comfortable to not support the head, you can just reach the arms away from you. Reaching the fingers away as if you were trying to reach something down to grab hold of something. It's just that little way out in front. But sometimes that can be just a little bit too strong for the neck. So do as many as you can. If it feels just too hard to do anyway, you could just take a little lift with the head. Stretch the neck towards you. And then take it back down. Whichever one you're working on, we're going to have one more. And then release it. Take the hands down by your side. We're going to stay here on our backs just a little bit longer and have a little bit of work through the spine, starting with the tailbone. So breathe out. All you need to do to start is just press the lower back into the floor and roll the tailbone up. It's a bit like that pelvic tilt we did right at the start when we were warming our spine up. Breathe out. Take that little tilt, feel the lower back come into the floor, and maybe this time you can lift a little higher. So it's really important as you go that you keep listening to the body. We're doing so well, but just make sure you keep listening to the body. And as you come back to the video more and more, you might find you can get that little bit deeper through the spine. If you can, we roll a little bit higher, up onto the shoulders. And as you breathe in, take it back down. So depending on what sort of, it might just be that you're coming to this video newly, because your back has been sore and you are trying to, start to stretch it out, get the muscles working to help support the back. Or maybe, you're coming to it much later on and you're just looking for something to help keep the spine healthy. So think about where you are today with your body, your back, and do what you need to. So I'm going to take 2 more little rolls up through the spine. And then all the way back down. And then just spin yourself around onto the other side. So I'm going to spin all the way around so that I can still see the camera and see, so you can see me, but don't worry if you just roll around onto the other side. So we're going to come into clam, and as you breathe out again, we're just opening the knee up. As you breathe in, lower down. So if it doesn't feel right to open it up, just stay here. Work on just having a little bit of a stretch through the side body, feeling perhaps a little stretch through the back, through the side that's resting on the floor here. So we're going to have one more. And then just reach that top leg away from you as you breathe out, lower the leg down. So working on the outside of the hip. And then lift it. So again, it's not coming up super high. Go for one more. Breathe out. So you can just tap the foot to the floor. And then lift. Bend the knee back in. See if you can find the foot or the ankle. So again, use that little strap if you need it. And have a little stretch through the quad muscles here. And I'm going to let that leg go. And then bring yourself round back onto your front. So again, a moment to just sort of listen to the body and see where you're at. So we're going to try and work on a little bit of a plank position, which is obviously going to be good for our core. So it may be, to start with, that just laying on the front here with your head resting on your hands and breathing out, working through the core, pulling the belly in, is a strong enough position for you to be in. So you can feel those core muscles working. Imagine you're going to try and slide something underneath your belly, and you're trying to lift your stomach muscles underneath you. Our second option then is we come onto our elbows, and we're going to breathe out. Just try and tailbone under and lift your back up off the floor. So when you're in that plank position, think about that cat stretch shape with the back. It's not going to look like that, but that's what you want to think about, because that's going to help engage the core and protect the back. If you're feeling really good, lift the knees up off the floor. So don't worry if you feel a bit shaky, you can come out of this whenever you need to. And then we're going to take the knees down and just come round to rest on your side. So keep the elbow under the shoulder, keep the knees bent, breathe out, squeeze in through the side. So imagine it's like a sharp point underneath you, and you're trying not to let that sharp point dig into your side muscles. So that's a side plank here. We can again just see if we can breathe out and lift the hips up. And if you want to go that little bit further, extend through the legs, maybe putting one foot in front of the other. And again, keep strong in the middle, lift the hips up. So just holding here for as long as you feel you can. And then when you need to, you take it back down towards the floor and you have a rest. So stay there for a moment longer if you can. And then we're going to take it all the way down. Come back into the middle, swap the feet over, or just roll around onto the other side. So we want to just make sure you've got the elbow under the shoulder again, squeeze the belly in, think about lifting up. If you want to go that little bit further, take the hips up off the floor. And if we want to go that little bit further still, we're going to stretch the feet out and lift up there. So remember just to breathe here. If you're holding the breath, it's much, much harder to hold a plank. If you breathe, you can hold it. You're doing really well, so hold it here and then take it down towards the floor. So sit up for a minute, give your shoulders a little roll round, and then we're going to find a little twist. So you're going to take the leg out in front. If you want to, you can do this lengthways across the mat or wherever you're sitting, and just cross the right leg over. Hug the right knee in, and as you breathe out, see if you can just look behind you. So again, this is an option if you want to, so you can sit on a cushion here. So just stretching through the back, but also you get a little stretch into the piriformis muscle down in the glutes. And then take the other leg over. And again, take a little hug in towards the knee. So if you've got the left knee bent, we're hugging around with the right arm. The other hand can always be there for support. And then come back into the middle and bring your feet together. So you can let the knees just float up and down, give the hips a little bit of a shake out, and then to stretch through the inner legs, the inner thighs. Open the soles of the feet out. It makes it a little bit easier for the knees to open out, and just reach the knees out to the side. So you don't have to do anything else here unless you want to. Those of you who know your stretch through yoga or for Pilates want to go a little bit further, you can. But for today, we're just going to hold it here. And then bring the hands to the outside of the legs, bring your knees together. And we're going to roll back down onto the floor. So if you want to cushion under the head again, take that cushion underneath the head, and we're going to take the right leg up. So this again is a moment where sometimes having a little strap can help. So we're going to put the strap over the foot, reach the leg up, and then just see if you can gently pull the knee in towards you. So it could be anything, towel, belt, scarf, just whatever you've got. So we're just taking a little stretch to finish off. See how far you can take the stretch on this side. And then take the leg back down. So if we're going to let the right arm just rest out to the side, and then using your left hand, try and roll your right knee away over to the left. And then bring the knee back into the middle. And then taking the strap again then, if you want, hook it around the left leg, reach the left leg up, and then just see if you can gently pull the left foot in towards you. So if you keep the right knee bent, it just helps with the placement of the back, and that can make the stretch just a little bit more beneficial through that left leg. Again, just have a couple of big breaths in. Remember, you're going to use that breathing to help the muscles to relax. And then bend the left knee. I'm going to roll the left knee then over to the side. Just see if you can let the left arm relax out behind you. Sometimes when you come into these stretches, you can feel little clicks and cracks in the body. Don't worry about it. And if it hurts, then you need to see someone. But if it's just a crick or a clack, it's just the body's adjusting itself. And then come back into the middle. Just plant your feet on the mat. Let your arms rest upwards. Close your eyes for a moment. And maybe just lie here for a minute. Just allow the body to relax into the floor. If you want to take a couple of big breaths in, take a couple of big breaths in. Just let the body just take a moment just to kind of orientate itself after the work, the stretch. Perhaps absorb a bit of the work that's been done. And then we're going to come round onto your left hand side again, just to ease yourself up off the floor. And then you're ready to get on with the rest of your day. Well, congratulations on getting through it, particularly if this is your first time trying to do some stretching with the back. Those of you who are a little bit more you're a bit more used to kind of working with the body on stretching and exercises and stuff. I hope that there's something in it that's you're going to find, but just keep coming back to it. And remember, if you were very limited on what you can do today, and when you hurt your back, it can be very limiting. So, do what you can from today, but just know that each time you come back to it, it's going to get just that little bit easier, and you will start to just feel a little bit more confident in what you can do with the back. And I look forward to seeing you again for another video on another day. If you liked the video, give it a little thumbs up. Perhaps subscribe to the channel so you can keep up to date with other videos, because we try and bring out something every week. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.